Well, moving over when driving seems like a simple concept, right? But how familiar are you with Indiana's move over law? We go on the record to find out. This morning, we're on the record with Sergeant Ted Bohner with the Indiana State Police, talking about Indiana's move over law, why we have it, what could happen if you violate it. Sergeant Bohner, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So the move over law, not new to Indiana. It was passed more than 20 years ago. Most states have similar laws. So let's just start with you explaining what it is and what happens if you violate it.
Yeah, we've had this law for nearly a quarter of a century now, and it began in 1987. The thoughts of it came to fruition after Trooper Andrew Winsenreed was struck and killed on I-74 in Decatur County while helping a motorist that was broke down. The law then ended up getting passed in 1999, shortly after Richard Gaston, another Indiana State Trooper, was involved in a tragic crash and hit and killed along with two people he had stopped along the Indiana Toll Road. But in the early days, the law basically said if you encounter police, fire, ambulance on the side of the road, you had to move over or slow down. And it's since been updated that it covers tow trucks, highway maintenance vehicles, garbage trucks, and basically a good rule of thumb is anything with a flashing light on top, you need to either move over into an adjacent lane or slow down to at least 10 miles an hour under the speed limit.
Okay, and what happens if you break it? What are the penalties?
It's going to be an infraction, but it can carry up to 6 points on your driver's license. So it is one that does have some stiffer penalties than other infractions.
Mm-hmm. And how many people do you think know about the law? You know, if we went out right now, you and me, and we polled, let's say, 100 people, how many people do you think know about it?
Hard pressed to guess a number, but so many people that do get stopped for it, they do say they didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you have already pulled someone over, right, and then a car zooms by you, and you're focusing on that car that you pulled over, how do you enforce something like that?
That is one of the things that does make it difficult, because typically we are engaged in doing our job at the time. You know, whether it's assisting somebody that's broken down, working a crash, or just on a traffic stop. If we aren't in a point of that stop where we can leave there to enforce this, you know, it often does go unenforced. So it's one of those of perfect timing type, you know, for lack of a better words.
Now, while you might get away with violating the move over law, sometimes it ends up with someone in the hospital, or worse, tragedy. Tomorrow, Sergeant Bohner will answer those difficult questions. Plus, we'll show you photos we obtained of what can happen when you fail to follow the law.